Our final map of the day will be one of these teams' final maps of the tournament. Fnatic and Tyloo battle it out on Dust2. Knifing for sides currently, as obviously this is the deciding map. And as the entire day, I'm Vince, joined by Dust. We'll be taking the B stream tomorrow and the day after. Plenty of best of threes coming up. Fnatic did win the knife round, so I assume... Actually, I don't know what side they pick, because I feel like Dust2 is one of those maps where either side is completely fine to start on, really.
What if you were wrong? What if it's not still Dust with you? What if it's someone else? You don't know where to go with that, do you?
Has Dust disappeared? Is Discord dead?
Roly-poly fish heads. Hello? Is this thing on? Vince has yet to respond to a word I've said. What kind of troll is this? Apparently, Vince is having trouble hearing me. That's what's happened. So we're having a bit of a tech issue. Vince is having trouble hearing us, so I'm not sure what's going on. Might have to just do a cheeky reconnect. But yeah, indeed, there's going to be map 3 here between Fnatic and Tyloo. We just saw Fnatic brutalize Tyloo on Mirage. A bit of a closer game on Inferno, but it was Tyloo the victor there. That's why we are on a map 3. Indeed, it is Vince and I bringing you another game. It's our 10th map of the day together as a duo. And again, we have 2 long days as well coming up. Best of 3s, 3 of each on each day for the rest of the group stage. One team is about to go home here. We saw Envy obviously get eliminated earlier on today by Furia. And now one of those teams is joining them.
Right, I think I hear you again, Dust. Do you hear me?
Nice. What's going on? Because like you didn't leave Discord or anything.
I don't know what's going on with Discord, dude.
Gotcha. Just classic memes.
Classic Discord banter. Anyway, we are finally live with Fnatic on the CT side, Tyloo T side, a couple smokes, few flashbangs, and I mean, it's pretty default on both sides, let's be honest.
Yeah, a bit of a gather up from Tyloo early on at B, but a lot of that is transitioning through lower into the mid area. Flush and JW are pretty aggressive up catwalk. Flush actually pushing all the way down towards long A. So this could get very interesting. Oh man, JW got caught out in awkward space, didn't he? Somebody with the freest of kills. Flusha trying to stay alive after getting a kill of his own towards long A, but somebody is running him down and doing a lot of damage. In the meantime, Crims is able to assist.
Oh, Golden had a lot of crack at that second kill onto Summer, but missed almost everything. I think he just chipped him, and meanwhile, Summer around the corner, P250 in hand, domes Crims. Golden's also gone down, and it's down to the 2 HP Flusha. And he's going to meet the same demise as 3 of the rest of his teammates have with insta-1 taps. Tyloo pick up the first pistol of our 3rd map.
Yeah, pretty wild round considering Flush's push into long for a kill. Obviously, we saw Golden pushing a smoke through CT spawn. He found a frag as well. It's looking a little bit rough on Tyloo, but the full house of frags from Summer and somebody, the double S of Tyloo, were able to come in strong and get the pistol round victory. Force is going to be here for Fnatic. 2 scouts and smoke-rated pistols. Bintet forcing his way through the smokes with this MAC-10. Golden with the deagle, though, stands tall only for 1. Flusha able to pitch in, though, as well, keeping Fnatic ahead in this round as far as man count goes.
Yeah, Fnatic with the player advantage, looking to try and press this forward. Tyloo slowing down somewhat with Freeman on the long. An attacker coming back towards the T spawn. So it looks like they are going to stall this one out, Dust, and see if maybe Fnatic make some over-extending peaks and start to get themselves caught out in the middle of nowhere.
Hard to see that happening when Fnatic have a man advantage, and obviously they want to play these scouts out at long range as best as they can. Crims holding B solo from the back of the platform. The other scout being on JW here, just kind of watching the long A cross. Mid push does actually commence, though, as I say that. Flusha getting busted, trying to come through. Brolin also taking a little bit of damage as well. JW now aggressing the catwalk. He's been dealt with. There's been some team damage involved, and attacker and Summer are low on health, but they will get this A-bomb site. And they have the edge as far as manpower.
They definitely do. 30 seconds to play with, but it's going to be enough time to get the bomb planted. And And then some Proland coming up, but he has been slotted back down again from Freeman. And Crim's making a move through on the long side with the scout. Not entirely sure if this is the play, considering it's a 1v3 and he has no kit. He's got a CZ. He could drop that to one of his teammates, but he's been found at range. All three of them are low, to be fair. He's gone in for the first one. 4 bullets left with his CZ. Finds a second. Is there going to be a third frag coming up? No. Attacker will swipe him away with a 4K with his MP7.
So despite the fact that Fnatic had an early advantage in that round, it does not go their way. Obviously, they were the lower equipped team when it came to firepower. They did a lot of damage on their way out, though. Comes down to just one surviving member for Tyloo, so the best they can really do is get some SMGs, a Galil, try to see if they can't farm some of that cash back, where they should be able to. Fnatic is on a full USP save, so this is your best chance to really get your worth out of an SMG. Also, a score update. Vitality did beat ENTS 2-1, so they're moving on in the upper bracket. ENTS knocked down to the lowers. Obviously, that was not an elimination, just kind of for guaranteed playoff access. Now, Vitality will be fighting for a free semi spot. That's next for them. We're in the business taking people home, though, Vince. I'm not worried about all that progression stuff. Worried about getting out of here. In more ways than one.
I mean, I'm sure that all the players feel the same way, because at the end of the day, I mean, they've been playing for a long-ass time now.
Yeah, especially these guys who just came over from New York. They have not had much rest.
Oh, yeah.
I know Deeproo is doing an interview with Frankie after they won their series, I think against G2. And you could just tell how wrecked he was. And one of his answers is legit, I don't know, I'm tired, I need to go to bed. It was just so funny, dude. And I feel like you're in that same boat, even though you didn't do all the flying, but you've definitely done the long hours.
Well, I love commentating. It's a pleasure to cast a tier 1 events, even if it's on the B stream. You know, it's still an awesome experience. But yeah, at some point your brain does start to, you start to struggle. You know,
it's not your will to go on; it's just the physical stamina of it. It's just your brain's like, nah, chief.
Yeah,
it's like your heart's there, but your brain can't be anymore.
Yeah, like the mental fatigue is real, you know?
Yeah. So we do apologize, obviously. Sometimes we can't be on our A game whenever we're tired, but we're trying our best here, as we do still have the rest of this map to go. We do have Tyloo. Again, not really the best of buys. I obviously tried to keep over some other SMGs from the previous round to see if they could get a little bit more out of them, particularly Attacker. We certainly had enough money to upgrade. Didn't want to. Flusha, though, dishing out some big frags with the M4. Getting Fnatic ahead, but getting caught in the process. Now back to the 3-on-3 events.
Golden tried to pivot in for a second kill, but there was 2 players stacking on Catwalk. He was only anticipating the one. He wanted to turn his attention on the long side. Now that's open. Bentet with the plant. Somebody is rotating into mid. He's trying to get round the back of JW, but he may become flanked himself, as Crims is making a move as well. JW, can he get this kill before he gets back attacked? Yes, he can. And now he may actually be able to use that smoke to his advantage. Somebody, this is going to be so frustrating. Finally finds him. He's waiting to find a second player. He's waiting to see what that second player is. And now he decides, look, I've got to just take this kill. I've got to make sure I finalize this before anything kind of goes against me. And that's exactly what's happened with Crims. He's going up. It's going to be close. It's going to be oh so close. Does he have it in the nick of time? Yes, he does. Fnatic going to get their first round.
A little bit odd he jumped down, but fair enough. Just didn't quite work out. The greatest of timings there to catch him as he was falling towards the ground. Not really a chance to reset his aim and get prepared for that duel. And so Fnatic will find their first round on the board after a bit of a scrappy start to the round. Finally finding some success. It's their first of the game. Again, this is a map 3 elimination situation for these two teams, so a lot on the line. No one wants to be going home first. Tyler's been doing plenty of that in big international events this year. And Fnatic obviously want to get off to a right start with this new lineup. And going out immediately would certainly not be the debut that they wanted.
Said though, Tyloo have got a bit of a history of going out at this stage of tournament, so see if they can break that curse while at the same time putting Fnatic down a peg. Molotov in. Attacker taking quite a chunk of damage. Not throwing down a smoke, as it wasn't going to spread to his teammate that was hiding behind the stairs, which was Bentet.
keeping attention here on B is going to be Summer with that utility. He's done a great job actually holding these two players in place, but that cat attack is going to be the main focal point. 4 players there. It's really just JW with the AWP watching the cat cross that actually has any real ability to defend against this. His teammate, Golden, is really committed into those long doors. So probably JW just needs to take a shot and fall back and just try to play for the retake. It's likely what we're going to see unfold here. As Tyloo are definitely coming down to the wire as far as the clock goes, but it should be coming any moment. Oh, that counter was extinguished.
Yeah, just fizzled out, and Tyloo going to try and run over the embers to the site and raise that to the ground and torch it. 15 seconds. Just the one lonely kill could be all the difference, but the bomb is starting to get planted, and I don't think there's a way for them to deal with this. JW does drilling through the box. But after the bomb has already been planted, what was somebody doing? He had a grenade out there.
I don't know.
What
man.
an
That's
awkward
wild.
passage of play that is. Tyloo. Goodness me. Bentet now, though, 1-on-4, can't get anything going his way. I still don't quite understand what the plan was there with a nade out in that position.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one to be pondering. Good retake, though, from Fnatic. Only lost 1 player on that. Did a great job. JW, in particular, being disciplined, not trying to go for too much, staying alive, buying time for the rotation. Then finally find that op shot through the box. Catching people before they could really cross catwalk back into safety. So another round here for Fnatic. They're going to make it 2-3. Tyloo still able to get a bit of a buy going, though. A couple of Mac 10s and 3 rifles. Trying to go quickly out of long A, but JW will have none of that. You shall not pass is what JW's op should be named after a take like that.
Tyloo, though, have already shown that in their rifle rounds, they are definitely capable of taking the site. Fnatic still, even with a player advantage, have got to be cognizant of that and respect it. They are playing aggressively on short, but it's JW that's just out in front of Flusher. He's going to throw down the Molotov. If he peeks in, Bentet will have him. It'll be a clean, comfortable kill, and that's the kind of plays that I'm talking about. They need to respect Tyloo. Peeking like that is only going to get yourself in trouble.
What can Tyloo do from here, though, in this 4-on-3? Again, they have access to the catwalk area. It is just Golden defending this A side. He's actually holding kind of a forward angle here with the SIG. Quickly going to get overwhelmed by utility. Not able to find a single kill on his way out. He was just in a really, really tough position. Resources were obviously strained for Fnatic based on the 3-on-4 and what they chose to do at the B side of the map. And Bentet seems to be putting the finishing touches onto this one. Just has to do dot the I's and cross the T's, as Brolin's the only one left and shouldn't be doing much in a 1 versus 4. In fact, he should be saving.
I believe that is his plan. Save the SG. An excellent gun in the hands of the CTs, especially maps like Dust2 with these vast open plains where it can really be used at its utmost potential. But yeah, I mean, going forward, I get that you want to play aggro and you want to try and take the fight to Tyloo, but after JW gets picked on short, Flusher going for that peak was such a dangerous play, and that passage of play basically lost them the round. As you said yourself, I believe it was Golden on the site was in such a bad position as a result of those 2 frags, not even by his own fault really,
Right.
that he was just easy pickings. Like there was just too many players against him.
So with that in mind, we do see Tyloo finally responding after a couple rounds in a row here from Fnatic. The economy is still there enough for Fnatic to buy back into this, but if they were to take a loss here, Tyloo could really start streaking the rounds together and start building up a nice lead here on their T side, Dust2. So far, this is spread out offense from Tyloo. Nothing really special or crazy about it, kind of what you'd expect for this map. Again, there's not too much innovation or creativity for Dust2. It's more about your mid-round decision-making. Do you get control of cat quick? Does that then leave you open to just going for cat crosses or mid-B splits or fakes and just rushing out B tunnels? Obviously, if you got good spawns, you'd go for quick long A control. So there's options, but pretty much everyone's playing from the same playbook. It's kind of the best way to put it.
JW going to be taking the close angle confrontation up on the ledge. There's a Molotov there designed purposely just to deal with that drop shot. You take the shot with the up, you drop down into CT spawn, and you're by and large going to be just fine. Smoke into mid. Only 2 smokes and a flash remain for Fnatic. There isn't a great deal of utility at their disposal. Whereas on Tyloo's side of things, they are brimming to the full with Molotov smokes the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, and it's going to be overwhelming for Golden. He's going to get triple pushed over here at long A. He's trying to play in the corner, not in pit. That's a very unsafe position. He's good for 1 frag. He's still got no assistance, though. And that means the A-bomb site's going to get torn open. They try to drop down with that smoke. Flush actually catches it. Not too shabby. Gets it back into a 3-on-3. It can sometimes be tough to deal with that cat drop down. Flush up to the task. Bomb will get planted, however. Can they retake with these 3 remaining?
Well, it's suddenly become 1. Bentet, 30 HP remains. Flusher up against him, plus Brolin. Brolin's been in fine form. There's the first headshot. He tried to spin across onto Flusher and wasn't far away. Damage inflicted to Fnatic, but it is going to be the round going their way. As Flusher is going to pick up the AWP, the kit, and get Fnatic their 3rd round.
It really just came down to Crim's flank, you have to imagine, Vince. I mean, he got up long so quickly. He got 2 really key kills, put it on Bentet to have to pull off a crazy clutch, which he's obviously capable of doing, but just didn't happen for him in that round. Got close, though. Certainly fancied his chances there for a bit. Nonetheless, it is going to be Fnatic now on the heels of Tyloo. Getting to 3. Both economies are quite fragile at this point, Vince, so this really could be kind of a combo deal round.
Both teams know it as well, but it's Tyloo that are going to be playing aggressive, trying to get up in the face of Fnatic, make them uncomfortable, make them sweat. Fnatic, in the meanwhile, back away, give up long control entirely. They have 2 players aggressively on short. They feel pretty confident about this for the time being.
And just maintaining control of this long area is going to be Tyloo. Fnatic really just banking on either being able to deal with any pressure that comes up the catwalk or just being able to fight the cross as it happens. There is no commitment from this bomb yet either, by the way. In fact, it could be a bit of a fake. Like, you might just see somebody continue to pressure long A. Maybe one of them eventually falls back to middle. And then the focus is really going to be getting this bomb out on B, where the solo defender is Brolin with an MP9. And his rotation, the closest one is Crims, who's really committed to these mid doors. So definitely could get a little bit tricky for Fnatic, and it could be a great timing push from Tyloo if they fake this out just right.
Fake hasn't fully bit down on Brolin just yet, but now he has pushed in. And to make matters worse, Flush has also fallen on the A sides. They're going to try and get back on towards B, but Crims, there's fire, there's smoke, there's flashes landing all around him. He's being tagged up from CT spawn. He's been fragged from CT spawn, and now Golden and JW have the arduous task of just saving. They have to give up the round. It's going to be difficult to do, especially with multiple players tagged up. Freeman's a step ahead of them. He's moving into position. He's looking to take these guns away. Golden's been tagged down to just a measly 16. These are 2 guns that Fnatic desperately need to hold on to. Their economy's in no kind of shape to be re-peaking. And Golden, with his back to Freeman, is going to get punished. JW, in the meanwhile, is missing shots left and right. It did look like that was probably on. But finally, the swarm of T's proves too hot to handle. No gun saved.
Not at all. Dominance from Tyloo. That's one of those dream-like fakes where everything goes right. Not only are you creating pressure on that side of the map, which is kind of the bare minimum you need to do to make a fake work, but you're also getting the frags. And now it's even harder for Fnatic to make the rotations. And now you have a backstab option. You can get behind the rotation through CT spawn that's trying to retake through B that route. So it's just really the sickest of combinations for Tyloo. And now, obviously, in a round where Fnatic had very little to work with, Tyloo have an easier time. They found the opening pick right away with Summer's AWP. A couple of CZs and armor out there, a couple of Deagles as well for Fnatic, but that's not going to be enough, it seems.
Yeah, 2 plays long and 2 players B opens up mid and catwalk for business. Plenty of grenades still at their disposal, just the one smoke in the hands of Brolin. Be making sure they cover all these angles on the approach, especially realizing pistols will be in play. Don't move into any claustrophobic angles where pistols can be residing with CZs and Deagles for those insta headshots.
Right. Making sure that stairs up close is clear. I'm sure next they'll be looking to molly out Goose, maybe the A ramp, maybe the site itself. Smokes for the cross obviously also going to be in play. A couple of flashbangs to boot. They'll make sure that they get their full utilities worth out of this round, despite the fact that they are up against very little. And if you're Fnatic, I mean, you might as well just save the armor and pistols, if I'm honest. Like, retaking here, not going to happen. 2 players still on the B side of the map, no kit, no utility. You're down a man. You might as well just try to pose a similar threat next round. Because the money's still very, very low for Fnatic.
Precisely. Looks like they're agreeing with that assessment as they do back out of long. However, somebody has been around the T-spawn the entire round, but he's going to get drilled into. JW performs surgery on his head with that deagle. That's going to be an SG trading hands. A good takeout of the round for Fnatic, all things considered. Flusher, CZ in hand, going to make this costly for Freeman. If he's not careful, he may die to the bomb here. Flusher's done a lot of damage. Certainly scaring Tyloo a fair amount. He will be able to hold on to the AWP, but they do lose 2 players at the end.
Yes, that does give over a free SIG to JW, which adds on to the amount of firepower they're going to have to use in a round like this. Still, though, at least Tyloo kept the AWP away from them and kept it for themselves. That's a great thing to not have to rebuy. They'll be able to get the rifles on the other 2 players just fine. JW is the one man with the biggest piece of firepower. He's actually soloing mid. It's going to be a 3-man B side. They might even push into tunnels. And depending on this timing, they could maybe get behind attacker. And also get a lot of information in this process as well. JW caught the one big piece of weaponry down.
Well, there's information gathered, all right, that they have an AWP. And Summer can aim with it. Attacker, in the meanwhile, AK-47 frags between him and Freeman. Some lower tunnels action was witnessed, and there is also a flank. Crims with a deagle on the flank. Maybe he can put a cat amongst the pigeons, although it does seem like his timing is going to be slightly off after all. Somebody may fall to his hands, but he's peering more towards long. Somebody's now been spotted, but the timing on the spin could not have been worse for Crims. He was in midair at the time. He's trying to get on top of that box to mess with the headshot angle, and instead he just gets splattered against the wall. Tyloo going to be taking a 7th round, looking indomitable here on their T side of Dust2.
Yeah, just a few rounds here and there from Fnatic. The 3-0 start from Tyloo, and now they've won the last 3 in a row with this one. Economy's finally starting to get back into some type of stable form for Fnatic, so they should be buying up in the next round. There's no problem with that, but they need to start figuring something out. Obviously, Dust2 can definitely sway towards the T side a lot of the time, but you have to give yourself a chance by putting up a respectable number on the defense. And they're not quite near that ballpark yet, but still plenty of rounds left to go in this half to try to make that happen. Well, when the op come out is the big question. Seeing JW put it to use a couple of times here, but it's not going to be this round. It's just going to be M4s and the MP9. And again, if you lose this, you're right back to saving. That could be 9-3 for Tyloo, so this could quickly spiral out of control, Vince, unless we see Fnatic rise to the occasion.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see where AWPers come down on Dust2, whether they are happy enough to pick up the scout if the AWP isn't available. And when you see people like Voxic use the scout a lot and have crazy success with it, JW has snuck up on somebody through the smoke. Big play.
Absolutely. What can they do off the back of that, though, is going to be the question. Tyloo, all the remaining forces making their way up the catwalk. Again, it's just JW that stands between them in the bomb side. He's got the SIG, though. That's obviously a devastating weapon. But again, a lot of it's going to be on him by himself. You know, Golden's been very content most rounds just to hold on to Pit and make sure that they don't allow any type of long A access, that they always had that route available for a retake. JW, though, is not going to do the standard hold the corner, get kills, and fall back. He's actually dedicated to defending this bomb site, Vince. He's already found a couple of kills. Oh, my goodness. That's the 3rd.
He's got the ace. He's actually picked up the ace with the SG, just holding on firm. He got the 1st in long, repositioned to the side of A, and rained down some serious pain on Tyloo. And those are the kind of plays that can inspire the rest of your team. Can really G you up. But let's hope for Fnatic's sake that's the case, because they've been very flat as of late.
Yeah, with elimination on the line, you can't have that happening, so that could be the spark that they need, Vince. JW didn't really get tested there. He kind of just had the easiest time just getting free 1v1s. There was no utility stopping him, nothing. It was just kind of easy, to be fair. He also has to land the shots, but I feel like Tyloo gave him a lot of opportunities there. It seemed like a rare occasion where they just weren't on point with their utility or their spacing.
Well, still, even with that big performance in the past round with JW, Tyloo will still be fancying their chances. Brolan, the guy that was really firing on all cylinders over on Mirage, has gone eerily quiet, 1-7, hasn't had anywhere near the impact you're looking for. Additionally, Fnatic still not able to get their hands on an AWP. Has been a reoccurring theme on their CT side. JW, in the meanwhile, going to be up on that catwalk perch angle. Going back in once again, but Ben Tet's going to drill him. And he tries to jump away. Molotov tossed down into short sides. Not really going to deter Tyloo a great deal. Flash through in mid just to take some more control. Flush is there, but it's only an MP9 in CT spawn. So isn't really going to be able to do much at range. And he's being encircled by terrorists. There's another one popping up, though, from the window. But the tit-for-tat, blow-for-blow frags gonna go in favor of Tyloo up until Crims and Golden both chip in for frags. Now somebody has spotted one of the two remaining CT players in their spawn and is gonna go for the outright plant. And a 1v2 under normal circumstances would be a rough site to retake. Or hold, I should say, from a retake. But this is one of the hardest sites to retake in the entire game. Somebody, though, is really putting all of his eggs in this basket. He is holding the off angle towards the doors. If someone pushes through the window, he's in real trouble here. Now he's starting to look at the window itself, but there's Crims joined by Golden, and Fnatic going to get another successful retake on the cards.
Almost a team ace to go along with that. Only JW not involved on the fragging. Crims with the extra one. Able to carry over the AWP as well as a SIG into the next round here for Fnatic. So that's finally Fnatic really getting something going here. They've won the last couple in a row now. They have Tyloo's money somewhat in a fragile state on a couple of players, but still certainly enough to buy. But the point is, if Tyloo loses this, that's where you can capitalize. That's where Tyloo would actually have to save for last, and you could actually fit maybe another one in for free. Almost. So we'll see. Gonna come down to how they play out this round number 13.
Well, the last two rounds certainly have been a change of pace on the Swedish side as they look to try and cancel terrorist onslaughts. It's a slowed down round as well from Tyloo. They're not going for any shenanigans up on long. This is in previous maps where they have struggled a little bit. When their plan A isn't working, they don't really have a plan B or a plan C.
True. Great play there from Crims, though, up close on the doors. Attacker was going to try to trade, but he's going to be thwarted by the smoke grenade. Crims able to kind of back out of there. He's also getting some assistance from JW's AWP, who might find something over the top of this. Indeed, he does. That's somebody off the board.
Freeman going to try his luck through the smoke, but no one's home. And this is where I do worry a little bit for Tyloo. We need to speed things up or try and take mid control a little bit more. This catwalk into long play, it's getting a bit telegraphed now. Fnatic are a step ahead of them.
They might still get the plan out of this, at least. Flush is holding the corner with Golden. They just want to make sure they hold control of long, which means that Freeman can plant for catwalk. But if he walks too deep into the side, it gives Flush a chance to perhaps do something. But no, it will be the cat plant. The Incendiary will not be able to put a stop to that. But can they really hold off with 3 players? They have good positioning, but Fnatic has plenty of numbers to throw at them.
You'd think it would have to be a mistake at this point for Fnatic not to be able to hold on to this, because the positions of the terrorists aren't fantastic either. They have no one up on the long side. 2 people on catwalk, fairly one-dimensional in terms of a defense, and this is the problem with that. You're always susceptible to being sprayed down. Attacker 1-on-2, headshot connects, 3 bullets to go, and one of these can land. No, he tried to tap himself into a victory. Time is very low. Is there going to be enough for Brolan? This is cutting it right down to the wire, and no! He does get the defuse with 0.05 seconds remaining. That is ridiculous.
Talk about by the skin of your teeth, Vince. It doesn't get much closer than that. Maybe just a couple of more milliseconds, but oh my goodness. I have to say, it was a nice attempt from Tyloo. It's a 3 versus 5 post plant. You're getting pushed through the smoke at cat. You don't have any type of long A control. Obviously, you're not defending the CT slope either. You're getting really boxed in, yet somehow Attacker almost just did it, but not quite. And close doesn't count, I'm afraid, in the game of CS. 3 rounds in a row here for the Swedes. Money, thanks to that bomb plant, actually is still manageable to get a little bit of a buy going here for Tyloo. Op is going to be in play. I don't think I've really seen Tyloo op much here on the T side, so I think Summer had it maybe a couple of times, but it's not been a commonplace. They're not actually putting a full economic commitment to this. It's just Deagles and 1 AK alongside this AWP. Wanting to make sure they have a little bit of money for later, in case things go wrong here.
Still, the hefty investment of the AWP, Freeman is going to be effectively a one-man hit squad. If he can have some impact early on, if they can try and pick some guns up from the remaining terrorists, then things could get a little bit spicy.
It's going to be this cat access again, it seems like, Vince. As we do see them pop flashing to clear themselves out into the stairs. No one from Fnatic giving them anything to look at. The one difference they have this time that I don't know if Tyloo will expect, there is a player at Goose. It's not just JW spotting the cross. They actually have a player tucked into the corner here, and that might be a world of difference to Tyloo, who have not really had to deal with that just yet. Now, if they don't even have they have 1 Molotov. I don't know if they're actually going to choose to throw at Goose. They probably would throw it side or A ramp or something, so Flusher will be able to hold that position throughout this entire attack. And that could be really, really troublesome.
Well, it seems like we're at least going to have some mid-presence this round. So Tyloo wanting to mix it up, but time, 25 seconds to go. They've got to get a move on if they want to get any success out of this round. And the bulk of the terrorists are on catwalk again, and Flusher in prime position alongside his AWP-wielding buddy of JW to fend off the oncoming terrorists, to thwart the push, to mangle it in its tracks. And Fnatic with quite the comeback. It was looking like this was going to slide away. It was 7-3 at one point, and now they have a chance at leading at half-time.
Again, Flusher comes up big there. Kind of the one adjustment that Fnatic made to their defense on that A-hole, and he comes up with 3 kills on the round to go up to 13, right next to his top fragger, Crims, and JW not too far behind, obviously. So, yeah, you are starting to see some real life out of Fnatic here in the last stretch of the half. These last 4 rounds have been massive in turning the tide of this game. Tyloo on the last round, because they did save a little bit of money on a few of their players, actually still have an okay buy into this, all things considered. Seems like they're not really changing up things too much, though, Vince. It's been the same default opening time and time again. It's been the same bunch up on catwalk as well. We haven't seen really any mid-B split play yet. This would be the right round to do it. You know, change it up for the final round. Give a different look to the Swedes. Maybe do your cat drop down smoke fake like you're going to go for the cat and then do the mid-B. Something like that. I'm not sure, but it seems like they're just focused on actually attacking the cat again. Ooh, that's meaty.
That's what I mean. Like, Fnatic, if they know that these catwalk players keep coming in, they're going to just throw nades over. They're just going to have you dead to rights before you even get close to the site. You can see that Bentet, one of their star players, one of the guys they need to rest on to get entries, well, he's nearly dead. He can't afford to get up close. He can't afford to go in the front line. However, at the back line, he can pluck out JW. They're forcing back Flusher as well on the cross. Summer tries his hand with the SG. Not quite going to pay off for him. But much to my amazement, Tyloo have actually got across to the site and got a bomb plant. I didn't think it was possible when you saw the crossfire that had been put into play.
It's played up close, though, and Tyloo actually traded their way through it all, so it's kind of just brute force through the up-close hole, but Crims already well onto this retake, and Golden still has control of Long as well to work with.
Attacker attempting a pop flash over the little barrels, but it actually bounces off and does really nothing. Bentet still, somehow, someway, is alive and kicking and still taking kills down for his team. Attacker, very low HP, or very low bullets, I should say. Still able to get the kills. Oh my goodness. He's flicked across the 2 frags in the blink of an eye. And Tyloo will be leading at half-time. We'll find out if they can convert and knock Fnatic out, or if it will be them departing Malmö after this short break. There can only be one of these 2 teams that will remain at the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters Malmö tournament after today's proceedings. Will it be Fnatic? Will it be Tyloo? It has been back and forth. The second map was a bit of a blowout, but nothing one-sided about Dust2 here. Tyloo lead by 1 round, but this can quickly diminish depending on this piss around Dust. It's all up for grabs, man. This is so hard to call.
And so much on the line as well. The Swedes won a good debut, particularly on home soil in Malmö. It would really be rough on them to be out of it already, bringing back Flusha and Golden, hoping for greener pastures. Going out first certainly wouldn't be what was on the menu for them. For Tyloo, it would be finally a chance to not go out in last place, which is something they've done quite a lot lately in big tournaments, particularly the EPL finals and the majors, so they want to improve upon that. So no matter what storyline goes through, there's definitely a lot weighing on these players' minds, I imagine. But here comes a big push-up catwalk from Flusha and Brolin. They deal with the forward players just fine. They get the quick 5 versus 3, and they're well on their way to tying this thing up.
Especially considering that they have nobody to try and deal with catwalk. They're both situated down on CT spawn. Attacker has gone in with a kill. That's all well and good, but how do they get back up on the site? They're going to have to take the long way around towards short. No player on long. Attacker, though, on short has pounced for a second kill. He's looking to overcome the odds, to battle back where he can. Summer is being tagged up left and right, and Attacker's head has been dissolved by the Glock headshot courtesy of Flusha. So they have done it. The Swedes have brought us back to equality, and now it's going to be their funds that are superior.
Just really came down to the initial catwalk exchange. You have to feel like, Vince, to be able to go up against 2 players forward and get both those kills without losing anyone in the process is about the best you could hope for. And they pull it on through, almost a team ace on that one. Tyloo with the force buy, nading into Golden, who is at the long doors, getting control of pit is the CT side. Smoke as well going down, really delaying any type of hopes of Fnatic getting into long A. They will now retreat back to the site with 3 players and maybe even look to just go aggressive on the catwalk. They've done their job at long. Now it's time to reposition elsewhere and see what else you can find. In a round like this, you have to take gambles.
Completely agree. You've got to roll the dice. Fortune favors the brave. It's not a great grenade by Golden. He was trying to throw up deeper towards the actual staircase, and that may have lulled them into a false sense of security in terms of a player not being up close. That grenade could do a lot of damage, and Bentet. Shrapnel in the teeth of Brolin. Attacker stuck on the wrong side of the smoke, decides to push through it, but that's going to be to his demise. It does seem like Fnatic are going to be able to plunder onto the catwalk side of A when they choose.
Indeed, especially with Bentet only having 4 HP with the scout. Unless he hits like a brutal headshot and is able to back away, he could be in for some retro. There's no nades that could really stop him. Maybe Crimson's Molotov could. The scout shot has rung out. The Molly does come in. This is a big problem for Bentet. He has to run past it. He forced out by JW. That was a great fire to give JW a freer shot on the site. Now the bomb will get planted. Just Freeman and Summer left. Are they really going to try to go for this? They don't have a kit. They only have 1 flash. They're down a man. Tough call. I think saving's what's in the cards. It's a great idea. At least you'll have these 2 weapons to carry over into the next round. Freeman could even drop his 5-7 to somebody. You could try to pose an equal threat in the next round as you did here and hope for better luck.
Yeah, it'd have been a bitter pill to swallow having to pull back and save, but as you say, it really is the correct decision. It affords them opportunities. It's not as if they're in some mad rush, some huge deficit where they're forced into desperation plays. It's still neck and neck. It's still anybody's map. It's still anybody's best of 3. Don't throw away these little small victories, as it were, trying to get a bit too greedy. What are they going to do as a result of this, though? Because neither of these players can really drop a great deal. I think he actually just dropped a P250 or a 5-7 to his teammate.
Yeah, that was his 5-7 that he had in the previous round. He just gives it over to Bentet to see he was able to pick up an MP9. So kind of what we thought was going to happen transpires here. They do get a couple of nades around it as well, to be fair. So there's something there. Maybe a nade stack or something they could try to go for. Attacker does throw his nade at long, actually. Another follow-up nade comes in, the USP to boot. And Brolin is actually off the board. So that was pretty good management of all those grenades. It got them something.
Did, but it's at the cost of quite a lot of health. They also can't get their hands on the AK, which is going to be a sad state of affairs for Tyloo.
Yeah. Crim's taking the extra effort to grab it out of there and put it away. Not a bad thought. Still plenty of time for Fnatic to toy with. So they are down a man. They still have plenty of equipment value and health to put to use. Summer trying to scout out middle. Crim's not having any of that. Actually, JW the one getting the kill.
Oh, this B side is looking very vulnerable. I think some team damage done in the mix of that. JW took a stray bullet in the back of his head. Bentet's been spotted on top of the close boxes of B site. On the entrance, and is dealt with swiftly, as will Attacker. 4K for JW again. He seemingly loves this SG.
Yeah, I mean, that's just Fnatic reading the lay of the land. Like, you know you got triple nade stacked at long A. You know that you've gotten a kill at middle. You've got a smoke on CT spawn. You know, you feel pretty confident there's only one person on the B-bomb side at that point. So that's just them working it out in the mid-round, getting it to 10-8. But Tyloo are onto the full buy. Opt for somebody. A few rifles in play as well, of course. My goodness, Golden. Okay, then, Crims.
There's some crisp headshots delivered by both of the opening assailants. And, I mean, Tyloo finally get themselves a solid buy, finally get their foothold in, and they lose 2 players in the first 10-15 seconds of combat. That is a crippling blow that Tyloo now having to deal with.
It's very true. It's kind of crazy how too. Golden just walks out long A and gets a kill with the SIG. And then Krim just catches the cat push. Now it's really up to what can Bentet and Summer do at middle and catwalk. They have to come up with something. Otherwise, it's going to be an overround. And it seems more and more like that's going to be the case as we see these kills come out. It's just Freeman able to respond thus far. He's good for maybe a second indeed, but still, how is he going to clutch this?
I don't think he can. I think he's looking for the AWP. Yeah, he's going to piece out of there with the sniper rifle. Downside is, though, that behind the sniper rifle, there's not really going to be anything to play with.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a one-man army once again.
There's going to be 11 for the Swedes. Probably a great crack at a 12th. Unless this one AWP can muster up something in the next round.
So, 3-round advantage. 20 and 11 on the side of Crims. 98 ADR, 104 ADR for JW, and 108 ADR for Flusher. Closest ADR on Tyloo is Attacker with 76. Goes to show you the discrepancy between the two teams.
Yeah, definitely been tough for some of these guys to get it going here. Freeman, that one big piece of weaponry they have, he's going to be looking to take an aggressive stance on the catwalk, hope to get the shot and be able to fall down into CT spawn. It's a common angle, can be pop flashed and cleared, but it can also be a gimmick that isn't expected that could prove fruitful. In this case, with Fnatic directing all their attention at long A, it's going to be now on him to just try to defend this cross. He's going to have some assistance from somebody, but it's not a whole lot with the CZ. He has to wait till they get a little bit closer before he can find any impact.
Well, smoke's now being deployed for the cross. Going to try and block out the sun from somebody. Flashback in. Not going to really do too much because no one can really do anything behind that flashbang. It's more of a stalling technique, but it was their last flash they had. Maybe could have been saved for this push that is now coming into play. Easy pickings for JW. CT's being forced back. Freeman is watching with his AWP. Once that smoke starts to dissipate, though, he's going to have to get out of there. He's going to have to get a move on. Good flick to JW. Does he have anything else up his sleeves? The money is starting to build nicely for Fnatic. This could bring them back down to reality somewhat. Oh, Golden, though, is up to the task. He actually gets tagged. He gets saved by the car. Down to 6. And there was a second player in CT spawn, which may not be realized by the bulk of the Ts. And this means that Bentet should be able to save the AWP. It's unlikely they'll peek this again. And if they do, then Ventec can deal with them. Oh, here comes Crims. He's dropped down, and he wants to try and keep this AWP away from them, but the bomb does most of the damage, and Attacker finishes off the rest. And the AWP also blows back towards the other player of Summer. They do hold on to the AWP, and that's a big pick.
And does somewhat keep Fnatic's economy in check. They're going to have to do a good bit of rebuying on some of these players to get their utility back, as well as all the rifles. There still is a good bit of reserve cash, though, so Tyloo's not going to be forcing a save out of Fnatic until they win maybe a couple of more in a row. Meanwhile, Tyloo's economy is still very, very fragile. A loss here, and they're in really hot water. Good pick from Summer to open things up here. JW trying to do something a little bit antsy here at middle, and he's going to pay for it. And it's just piling on, it seems.
Definitely one way to answer back. Oh, some of that shot on Flusher is lightning fast. A 3K for Summer, and that's just what the doctor ordered. Any issues about economy can be somewhat swept to the side. Of course, they're not exactly booming, but they do have a few players now looking pretty healthy financially.
Yeah. Especially since, you know, the way the loss bonus works now, they're not going to go right back down to 0, and they survive with all 5 players, so they still could full buy next round even if they take a loss here. So definitely going to give them that little bit of a safety net. Kind of a weird challenge system from Fnatic there at middle. It seemed like they kind of went out one by one, didn't really have much utility behind it. Summer was all too comfortable just posting up with the AWP. Seemed a little bit disjointed there on the Fnatic side that time. They got caught for it. This time, Fnatic slowing things down and taking things a lot more cautiously.
They're certainly playing this a little bit slower pace. Don't want to give any kills away for free as they did in the last round, where Summer just capitalized and took down 3 players and pretty much took the round away from them as well. Yeah, to try and annul some pressure over here on Catwalk. No one's home just yet for the CTs, though.
No, not at all. Flush has done some utility towards the B bombs. Have to keep those players biting on the fact that B is still an option. They've also cleared out the stairwell. This is basically the default of Dust2, to get stairs control, to keep presence in B tunnels, to watch for long A pushes, and then from here, all your options are open to you. You can either attack A, or you can still go for the mid-B split off the back of this once you've pressured A. And it's all about how you want to manipulate this CT rotator. Where can you put him at, and then how do you want to go off of it?
Smoke's beginning to be deployed on the Catwalk side. Flash out from somebody onto mid. 20 seconds. Fnatic have got very little real estate as Broland takes the initiative, jumping out of Catwalk. It's going to be a B-centric hit. Summer has to try and hold the line, and he does it in style. 2 kills and not far off the third. There's the 3rd kill. No time for the plant, even though Broland gets the kill. Summer has done enough. The one-man army, the protector, the safeguard of B's site. He's going to get Tyloo a 10th round.
Just took too long for Fnatic. I mean, Broland did a great job dropping into spawn and actually getting the frag and opening up that mid-B route, but the amount of time it took them to actually get into that B side after that, and for the amount of time it took Broland to actually jump down, it's way too much. I mean, it really came down to those 2 outshots though at B tunnels. If they actually trade him out 1 for 1, they get a bomb plant, it's a whole different story. But Summer gets an extra one, and that's the one that makes all the difference. Now they're right back into this race, Vince. Fnatic looking like they're going to try to go for just a big B tunnels press. This is a big change of pace. The utility, though, could be a big, big problem. Really slows them down. Oh, look at this op from Summer. This could be devastating.
Needs to land shots, though, for it to be devastating, and he's missed. If anything, it's devastating for Tyloo. He was the hero of the last round, now down to 0. JW, one of the easier kills he could really ask for, a slow peek on window, and he's completely ahead of the curve. And Ventet, an attacker, have to save. Again, it goes to show how quickly the CT economy can start to work against you.
To be fair, Vince, I meant devastating the other way around the whole time, Vince. Always knew that was going to happen. You know, him being up close is going to be dangerous. He's going to get taken out. That's what I was trying to go for, you know?
Got you.
You believe me?
Never in doubt. No, I don't, but we'll go with it.
All right.
But you're right. I mean, considering how well he's been playing, you do expect he's going to land at least 1 shot from that angle, but missing the first one and getting rushed down, it's always going to be rough from a sniper's perspective.
It's SMG's playground at that point when that's happening. That's what you saw there from the Swedish side. They're now at 13-10. Only lose one player along the way as well, so that's going to do wonders for them economically going forward. As you said, Tyloo in kind of a tough spot. They obviously want to buy around some of what they were able to hold on to. In fact, they're going to go all for it right now. You might as well. Double AWP is going to be in effect here. One probably towards the back of B. Summer's been doing it a little bit here. Somebody might have one as well. Not sure where he's going to decide to take it. Seems like it's going to be A side, as you'd expect.
Just juggling the guns. Gonna be getting an SG and an AK up close. SG to try and pick off onto B. AK to maybe rush on there if they can get a pick. Summer is there again watching. He's had some massive rounds in the last 5 or so.
Similar slow approach opening here from Fnatic. They did do a quick B play in the last round, so they are changing up the pace quite nicely. Flusha will maintain that B presence. Everyone seemingly looking to go up catwalk, though. There is no long A presence other than JW, kind of briefly watching for a push to AWP, but you know eventually he wants to get into the mix with that weapon. And Fnatic do have their bases down. They have control of the stairwell. Bentet forced back. Counter flashes, though, coming in, and somebody's going to reaggress on this.
Oh, the flick to Broland. Pixel perfect. And because of the quick retreat, there was no chance at Fnatic evening the odds. 30 seconds. This is looking good for Tyloo right about now. Some entries going to need to come in real fast, and there it is. Courtesy of Crims, Bentet falls. Another player in the form. Oh, and Crims just takes the head off attacker down in the ramp. Freeman and Summer can do little but try and save again. And it was another round, Dust, where Fnatic took their sweet time. It looked like they may have timed themselves out. All it would have taken is for Tyloo to have got 1 or 2 kills on the approach, and the round would have been laid to rest.
That just shows you the power that CT spawn spoke, though, Vince. If you time it just right and you play off of it accordingly, you basically add a third route to your A attack. It's not just the cat cross and a long A take anymore. Now, all of a sudden, you come up that slope, and that means that whoever's playing ramp or playing goose and trying to defend against the cat cross also has to worry about someone pushing up their slope. And it also now forces the long A player to kind of assist that guy, which might leave the long A door open. So it just kind of really kills your resource allocation. And it can be really difficult to deal with in all the chaos. And Fnatic used that to great effect to find their 14th round. They are now 1 away from series points, 2 away from sending Tyloo home and keeping themselves in this tournament, which I'm sure they would love to do. Obviously, it's their debut, so that adds to it. And you're also on home soil. That adds a little bit more, I imagine.
Yeah, no doubt the Swedes going to be going crazy for Fnatic and Nip if they can go the distance. Roland putting them 1 step closer to survival. Somebody overextending. Flash in the smoke. And Crims and Broland tag team each other in once again. Tyloo beginning to crumble. There were moments on this map where it looked like it may be Tyloo that can break down Fnatic. But all the kills going their way up until Summer. He's had some crazy rounds so far. Does he have another one in him? Not quite. He's missed his chance, and he should be pushed down from multiple angles. Golden's fine, giving his life away, and Fnatic have 5 match point.
It hasn't always been pretty, Vince, but Fnatic have found their way here in the end. They've only given up 2 rounds this entire half. Plus, they won 4 of the last 5 rounds of the first half, so they've only given up 3. And several of these last rounds played, so that is quite impressive stuff here, and they might just go ahead and finish it off. It's just the 3 SMGs, a FAMAS, and a Scout for Tyloo, and certainly not being able to put their best foot forward in a round that has so much weight behind it. Golden with the brilliant headshot onto that Scouter. He's off the board. Great way to open up the default is to find a pick that early. Gives you so much room to play with.
Curtain beginning to come down. The lifelines have all been used. They are stranded at sea. Freeman, though, at range with the MP9, takes a whole chunk of damage, but has dropped the bomb out. Bentet, can he be the hero? No. It all falls to Attacker. He can see them. It's tantalizing for him to pull the trigger, but there is Flusha. And the Swedes live to fight another day. A back and forth encounter. They lost the first map and they came back to take it 2-1. Tyloo, commiserations. They are eliminated from Malmö.
It's another big tournament where Tyloo are bowing out very early. They'll be joining Envy on the early trip home. Fnatic will hang on for now. And that's going to do it here for us. Stream. We appreciate all of you who tuned in throughout the day. We hope that you will join us again tomorrow. If you can, follow up this Twitch channel because we do have 3 best of 3s going on tomorrow and 3 on Thursday. Vince and I will be covering every single map today. We were doing it for 13 hours and we did it for 10 maps. So we went the full distance today. And it was a great time. Hope you folks enjoyed it, like I said. If you did, please come back tomorrow. Also, if you want to give a follow to Vince and I, you can do that. It is @FollowDust and @OnFireVince. You can also do !casters in chat, and it'll give you direct links to that. Also, if you want to provide some feedback, talk about how much you like the tournament, talk about the games, or just get involved in the conversation around DreamHack Masters, make sure you're using the hashtag #DHMasters over on Twitter, Instagram, all the other various social media outlets out there, and get involved. And other than that, we just, again, had a great time. Obviously, it was a marathon of a day, but it's always fun being able to do what we love, and that's cast Counter-Strike, and it's also added joy if we can do it together, as Vince and I are trying to get a duo going, and we enjoy DreamHack allowing us to present our work to you all. Vince, I'll pass it to you and let you close this out.
I'm absolutely knackered. I'm sure the players are. I'm sure you are. I'm sure Ruben is, our producer. I'm going to go collapse in bed. Peace, guys. See you tomorrow.